Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 239 of the Strompcast. If you are listening on Twitter, make sure you retweet and follow. If listening on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and like the video on all podcast platforms. Just follow us. If you are unfamiliar with us and this is your first time watching, make sure you follow us on all things Alvalade at ATA Alvalade on all social media platforms. But let me introduce you to my co-host as well. First, we've got the main man, Richard. How are you doing today, man?
I'm good. Another huge dub in the books from the boys. We're pretty fired up about that. Pretty much best case scenario going into a Classico. We've taken all of our points, so big game on Saturday. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely. And Chris, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. Didn't have time to set up the backdrop today, so going dungeon background today.
He's actually in Bin Laden's cave.
I'm in an underground layer at an undisclosed location, and that's all I can reveal.
Blink twice if you need help.
But yeah, feeling good. Another great game by the lads. Feels like fully left the Supertaça disaster in the rear view at this point, it feels like. And we got another Classico coming up. We win there. It's definitely forgotten. A little sad still that we didn't get a free trophy, but we'll trade that trophy in for the ones that come down the line 10 times out of 10 at the same time. So let's get into it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Danny's not here today. Make sure you follow him there. Follow me here. But as mentioned in the intro, make sure you follow us on at ATA Alvalade on all social media platforms and all things Alvalade on all social media. And all podcast platforms, should I say. Let's get into the game straight away, which is a 5-0 win against Farense. Let me read out the lineup as followed. Kovacic. I know that.
Kovacevic.
Yeah, that's what I say in my head. Yeah. Kovacevic, but those accents might be doing sounds that I'm not doing right.
We're not privy to in our basic English and Portuguese.
Yeah. Okay. Kovacevic, Eduardo Quaresma, Gonzalo Inacio, Diamonde, Morita, Braganza, Jenny, Giovanni, Trincao, Pedro Gonzalez, and the main man with a hat-trick, Victor Gyökeres. Off the bench came Nuno Santos. A great goal from Marcus Edwards, the Bast, Mateus Reis, and Dario Asugo. Chris, I'll start off with you. What are your overall thoughts on this game?
We've all seen Gyökeres have great games, great moments, great spells. But for some reason in this game in particular, I was just like, this man is just ridiculous. It looks too easy. There's just no one on that Farense team that was going to be able to stop him. He could have had, 6 goals. He'll settle for 3, though. It's truly just an athletic specimen. And, the dribbling, the finishing. I mean, he really is just on another level. And in my mind, the only player who comes close to the conversation that he's in at this point is Bruno Fernandes. I would say as long as my memory is
I would say in the 21st century.
Yeah, 21st century.
We've had a lot of talented players, but none that can really take over a game like he has. Like very, very few that can just take control of a game and say. It's only been a season and change, a couple games. And I don't care. He's ridiculous. It's not some sort of like, he's just in a good moment or whatever. No, like this is him. This is him.
Yeah.
He's him.
Yeah, he is him. But to talk about some others, they never stood a chance, to be honest. It was just like right out of the gate. They barely reached the goal in the first half. There's not much I can add. I really liked it in Cone's game. I thought that he was like constantly dynamic and giving headaches. Like he's my second man of the match. Jenny was a little bit better. Yeah, the goal point ratings kind of reflect this. I was gonna say, for the first time this season, I think Jenny outplayed Kenda, which I don't think Kenda had a bad game. He was just average. Which is gonna happen. He's not gonna be 7.5 every game. But yeah, I mean, there's really not much more that I feel like I need to add. It was good to see the Bast at least get some minutes, although it is continuously worrisome what the plan is for him. And last reinforcement comment, Kovacevic, not much to do in this game, obviously, but even in the brief moments, flashes of danger, a cross comes in, there's one guy in the box. I constantly am like unconvinced. He's yet to convince me. The goalkeeper controversy, we talked about with Israel, is not here yet, and there hasn't been an egregious enough error since the Super Task.
You can feel it almost coming, though.
But yeah, it's coming, sadly.
It's on its way, you feel like. It's down the road.
I really, now that I'm thinking about it, I really hope it's not this weekend.
Oh Lord, it would be this weekend too, wouldn't it? With our luck, it would be this would be the game.
He's gonna face more shots than he has in a month in any game,
More than likely, yeah.
So yeah, let's see how he goes.
Agreed.
Yeah, fair enough. Richard, what were your overall thoughts in this game?
I'm gonna try not to piggyback on Chris too much. Yeah, Gyökeres woke up and was like, it's Victor Gyökeres time as usual. I thought no one had an egregiously bad game on Sporting's end, really. Like Pot and Trincao, I thought were awesome, and the fact they got like an 8.1 and 8.3 respectively on goal point, which is goal point ratings, and they didn't even get a goal and assist, tells you how good they were this game, even without directly having like a goal contribution. Another awesome game from Braganza and Morita in the midfield. That's been a really fun duo to watch since Hjulman's been out, but we'll be getting Hjulman back for the Classico, it looks like, so exciting times. But Morita and Braganza have been a lot of fun, and they had another awesome game. Huge Jenny game, like Chris touched on. I thought he was awesome, bursting up and down the wing. He was really good getting back, really good defensively this game. Probably one of the better games we've seen from the center back trio of Ignacio, Diamond, and Quaresma this season so far, even though it's really young. They all looked good and didn't really put a foot wrong. Nuno Sanch got some time. I think that was his first game back, if I'm not wrong, correct? From whatever. But Nuno Sanch came
from
on.
His injury.
Yeah, that's what I thought so. I didn't want to just be talking to the void there. So Nuno Sanch came on, looked fine. Edwards came on, scores a wicked goal. It's funny. It's almost like the All Things Alvalade Strompcast curse, where as soon as we rip on a guy, they just come back like a week or two later and do something crazy. And
I wish that worked on a Dan.
I wish that we had never worked on a Dan, but it worked on everybody else. So we're 90% of the time, it works 100% of the time. Yeah, awesome goal from Edwards, and even outside the goal, he looked really good in attack. Nice to see DeBoss get minutes, but yeah, I'm kind of with Chris. I'm a little moderately concerned about what the plan is with him. I get not wanting to throw him to the Wolves, which is why Amorim will probably fucking start him the next game, knowing how he does stuff sometimes, and that will be very worrisome. But he looked good. He's looked good in the cameos he's had so far. Hopefully they can keep easing him in, and he eventually becomes kind of the everyday starter they kind of paid money for him to be. I'm okay if he doesn't start another game or two, but they give him significant time off the bench. And no real notes on Mateusz Reich or Dario Asugo. They kind of came in. They really didn't get much of a chance to make an impact, and like the game was already gone at that point. Like it's a 5-0 game. Hated seeing my guy old Richard from Farense you get lit up, my namesake. But the game's the game, as some people say. So too bad. And yeah, no real notes on Kovacevic either. But yeah, I'm with Chris. Like you can feel a goaltending controversy, not like imminent, but like you can see it potentially coming, and like it could be as soon as next week. It could be never. Who knows? But you kind of feel it a bit brewing where maybe the next game or so, especially being against Porto, he's gonna face a lot of shots. Like Chris said, it might be put up or shut up time. And then we also have Champions League draw tomorrow as well to think of. That's coming up. So will they roll with almost like a tandem like some teams have done, which is like
what are they even drawing? Who you're playing?
Yeah, it'll be who you're playing. Yeah, because it's the new expanded like 8-game format.
How the fuck does a draw for that even work?
It's gonna be like done by computer.
It's still pots and things.
It's still so there's still the pots. So you'll still draw like a certain amount of teams from each pot.
I see.
2 from each pot, I think.
I think you get like 2 from each pot now instead of one, like including 1 from your own pot or something. I forget how it works, but yeah, because it's like what 8 games now instead of 6?
8.
Yeah.
So you got 2 from each pot, including your own. I think.
I think it's 2 from each. Yeah, I think it's 2 from each pot, including you will have a team from your own pot. As far as I know, well, it's being done by computer because they're like, look, if we did this manually, it would take days.
AI,
I'm like, what? And I'm like, yo, what? You don't want to do it? You don't want to milk that live stream money? They screw it up, and yeah, imagine they screw up halfway, like right at the end. They got to start all over again. Like
that's never happened before.
That's never happened before, but this time you'd have to redraw like 800 games instead of like 16. Yeah, so we'll be seeing that. Why are Sporting in pot 3 when they're champions?
Because it's done on coefficient points.
It's done on coefficient points, and our coefficient points have been kind of duty.
So technically,
both for Sporting and Portugal as a whole. By the way,
if Leicester won the Premier League like back in the day, and they went into this competition, they'd still be in pot 4, which is crazy.
They wouldn't necessarily be a pot 1 team. They might be a pot 2 or 3 team because of their club coefficient. And Sporting and Portugal's coefficient has been kind of duty the last couple years for the most part.
It's almost like UEFA favor the bigger clubs.
It's not based off of your country's coefficient. It's based off.
I think part of it is based on your country's coefficient. But they take both into account
because that's how we always got into pot 1 in the Champions League before. Was based
we've also dropped down from 5th to like 7th in the rankings.
True.
So that's why. So the Portuguese coefficient as a whole, we're on outside.
But we're only like 30th in the club coefficient as well.
Yeah, but you look at how many teams
the graphic
are ahead of us.
Let me get
it. Please share the graphic because we're pretty much done with this game. There's not much to add. My man of the match, Joker, as we're gonna figure out this Champions League stuff today because we're here for the people and we're here for the chaos.
Yeah, I'll give mine quickly, but I won't say too much. Joker is incredible. Lucky's made in the lab, just absolutely incredible stuff. A very good game from Morita, I thought, as well. We've been centering him a few times, and I thought he really came back. Some great passes from him, great forward movement, and great defensive movement as well. I think Quaresma at 5.5 is quite harsh, but I guess the defense didn't really have that much to do in terms of defending and shot stopping and things like that. But really impressed with the front 3 as well, and even Edwards as well coming on. He's had his fair share of doubters recently. But if he keeps doing that off the bench, it's a good spot to have. And I do think he's probably one to watch. Yeah, I think he's one to watch coming to the end of the window, being linked to Juventus previously, but they got Gio Conceição. So I don't know if Edwards is maybe going to the Premier League, but I do think he'll probably be one to watch as it comes to the end.
There's going to be some teams looking at him, I'm sure.
Yeah, you mentioned Ricardo Velho, but they had the whole of Africa centre back, so they still couldn't stop Jokeres.
They had a whole continent, and they still couldn't stop him, man. Damn.
That was the only reason I wanted to talk about this game, was just for that. They even brought the whole of Milan as well off the bench. Like, Jesus.
Milan, they got Milan. We don't know which Milan, just Milan. Yeah. Oh, geez. Anything else?
That's the only reason I wanted to review that game. But anyway. Moving on from that game, I think we're all unanimous giving that to Jokeres, so that's fine. Let's look at the coefficient points. So this is the projected league stage. There are still some teams to qualify, I believe, or they might have qualified already.
I think it's done now.
Okay, cool. But I think
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
done.
anyway,
This
yeah.
was done before the qualifying, so this might have missed
Okay.
out a few teams. So it might be just wrong, but it's pretty much
Yeah.
guaranteed to be similar to this. And you can see Sporting Club Portugal 54,000 points below teams such as Red Bull Leipzig. I didn't think they'd have quite high coefficient. But,
No, they've spammed
Shakhtar,
points
bro.
too.
Come on, man.
Shakhtar spams points too, to be fair. Like looking
Club
at a lot of the
Brugge.
teams ahead of them, a lot of these teams have been Champions League knockouts almost every year, and they've spammed more points than us, especially in Champions League.
But also, at this point, it makes sense. What do you gain for being in the same pot? Like, you don't gain anything. You still play two teams from pot 1, from pot 2, pot 3, pot 4. So it really doesn't matter what pot you're in, I suppose, because you still play the.
And you're still going to play like two teams that are like you're still going to play between 2 and 4 teams that are basically in and around your level, which is what you want. Which is what is beneficial about, I guess, this new format is, yeah, you'll still play a couple killers. But looking at pot 2 and looking at like pot 3 and pot 4, like there's a lot of teams that are very much in and around their level, and I would even say a little bit below their level that they can very much take on.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's different. Maybe if you're high the pot, the first game you get is like home or away. I don't know if that's a part of being high in the coefficients or high in the rankings, but. Yes, Sporting do need to get up, even though if it's not like I said, it doesn't matter. But I'd still like to see us have a bit more coefficient points than Shakhtar, Club Brugge, RB Leipzig eventually, but nearly double points on us. But yeah,
they've had a really good European campaigns, whereas like we've been kind of underwhelming in Europe recently, right? Like let's do a quick history lesson. Like we have not really like the farthest we've gone in Europa League is quarterfinals in 2018. We went to like.
It's based on your last 5, so that's not even counting.
So that's not even counting. So you look at we missed Europe entirely one year. I'm pretty sure
2019 we made round of 16 and lost to Istanbul.
Yeah, 2020.
We're close to getting that year that we missed off the books, which is good. But
yeah, they had the 1 year where they did go to Champions League knockouts, and then the year where they should have gone to knockouts and they didn't. And then last year, the Europa League, they kind of let themselves down a bit, and they probably could have made a bit more of a run. So
I mean, we did lose to the champions. So
we did. I mean, yeah, we did lose to Atlanta, who is literally above us and are the Europa League champions. So, like that's nothing to snuff about. Like everyone's saying, how are we in pot 3? One, because the Portuguese teams have been mostly ass.
You have to Super Cup runners up.
Yeah. Can't forget about super tosses. And like all these teams, everyone's like, how are we below Shakhtar? Because Shakhtar almost consistently always gets into Champions League knockouts.
Yeah.
Same with Club Brugge. Like they've been in the Champions League knockouts and like they've got wins over like Real Madrid in the group stage recently. Like that's why we're in pot 3.
Yeah,
we're not far off from a pot 2.
We got to get that year of 0 points off the books, man.
Yeah.
If Richard, you are the predictions king, not just in the league, but there has been some times where you've guessed the exact draws of games. I think it was Arsenal when Juventus back to back.
I guess exactly the Arsenal penalty, like even down to penalties. I guess that we would get Juventus.
So go on. You've got 2 games from each pot. Who are you picking?
All right, we're gonna get.
Who are we drawing?
Well, we can't get Benfica, so they're out. I feel like we're gonna get at least one. We're gonna get an English team. I hope it's not Man City. I think a good draw for Sporting, being like realistic, not like maybe not the most ideal draw, but what I think will happen is we'll get like Inter, which I think is an okay draw. I think we might get like a Leipzig or a Barca. So I'm gonna go with Inter and Barca. I think are the 2 teams we're gonna get from pot 1. I think from pot 2. Don't give us Atlanta because they got our number, and don't give us Bayer Leverkusen. I think realistically from pot 2, we'll probably get Arsenal again. I could see us getting low. We played Arsenal a couple times. I could see us getting another Arsenal.
Good for Sam.
So yeah, good away day for Sam for sure. So I think we get Arsenal from pot. I think we get Arsenal from pot 2, and I wouldn't hate a Shakhtar Donetsk. They're a pain in the ass team, but I think we can beat them. From pot 4, I'll say pot 3.
I still don't think they're playing. Are they playing at home yet?
No, they're
still. They're home.
At least not for Europe. At least not for Europe.
Their home stadium is still
not a bad draw. not a bad.
Yeah,
draw.
their home stadium is still very much in a war zone and off limits to the world right now. So, Shakhtar, I think, would be the realistic one. So we've got, I said Inter and Barca. I said Arsenal, Shakhtar. From pot 4, I'm going to leave pot 3 to the end. Give me a Sparta Prague. And I think we're going to get a German team. I think we're going to end up with like a Stuttgart from them.
Okay.
And we get 1 from our own pot.
I think we get 2 from our own pot. I'm sure.
I think we get 2, 4,
from each.
6, 7. No, because you play 8. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I think you get 2. It's just 2 from each.
Okay. Then I think we might get Lille.
Feel free to correct me in the comments.
I think if we get 1, I think it will be Lille will be the one. If we get 2, we'll get Sam's favorite team, Young Boys, again.
Damn. Give me Celtic. I'd like a Celtic.
Celtic would be great, man. There'd just be good vibes too, because they're like, we're green and white, we're chill. That'd be such a good vibes.
We have to play Celtic.
We never play. We always get we've had Rangers once or twice. Give me Celtic actually. I want to see Alistair Johnson on the pitch just to show Sporting who they should have signed as a right back at some point.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I would not that I would like. I really want to face them, but I would like to see Real Madrid versus Sporting, because I remember when Real Madrid won the Champions League in 2017 and we played them.
Yeah.
We took them to, I think, the 90th minute. A Ronaldo free kick stopped us from drawing.
Dude, it was 1-0.
We were winning. It was Bruno shoot the Cesar gave us a lead, and we hung on to that thing for like a 40 minutes or something crazy. That was the legendary Gelson Martins. He's getting signed. The Wonder Kid's getting signed game. Yeah,
I think I would love to see that happen again.
I'm glad that makes one of us, because I think Real Madrid would fucking torch us, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
They've not had that great start to the season.
Have you seen Real Madrid?
They have not had a good start to the season so far. They drew the first game of the season and they won, but Mbappe has not been doing very well out there.
Yeah, so, I don't know.
We got Gyökeres. So
we've got Gyökeres, Victor Gyökeres. All right, so Sam, we'll that's so my prediction. My predictions are Inter, and Barca, Arsenal, Shakhtar, Lille, Stuttgart, Young Boys, and probably Sparta Prague would be the draw. Is what I'm thinking we'll probably end up with. I'm being somewhat hopeful, but somewhat realistic, because we're gonna get some teams that are we're gonna get at least one like killer team.
I'll go with Real Madrid and Dortmund in pot 1.
Dortmund, and
pot 2. I think we'll get a hard one, maybe a Atletico Madrid, and then something like Club Brugge. Pot 3, if it's 2, we always seem to play PSV Eindhoven, so I'm gonna go for PSV.
We get a lot of Dutch teams, don't we? Like in general, but yeah, I could see it being PSV.
And yeah, I'll go Celtic again. Why not? And then pot 4, I will go for Midtjylland again, a team I feel like we faced quite a few times. And let's go Stade Brest. Why not? We'll go to France.
Stade Brest.
Stade Brestois.
What about you, Chris? What are your predictions for the
that? I'm hoping that we get an English team for you, Sam.
Thank you.
So
we'll definitely get an English with this draw. We have to.
We pretty much have to.
It's written in the stars.
Yeah, there's too many also, and they're in every pot basically. So, I'm gonna go Dortmund, PSG, rematch with Atalanta.
Nuno Man's homecoming with PSG.
Club Brugge.
Okay.
Celtic.
Ooh, okay.
Dinamo Zagreb, Verstovsky homecoming.
all right. I'm sure. I feel like
Sparta Prague,
and
Girona, which is a not great pot 4 draw.
No.
Yeah, he still places like
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I follow him on IG. I see his posts.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we'll be. No, Karen.
No, I was just saying I kept tabs on Rostovsky.
Anytime someone leaves, I just unfollow them straight away. Unless it's like Coates or Paulinho. Well,
It's
Paulinho.
not like a goat.
I used to do that, but the last like 3-4 years I've kept them all. So I still have like
You never
Eduardo
know.
Enrique, like
You never know if you're gonna be able to
that.
slide
Yeah.
in the DM and ask.
I
about
still
it.
follow Renan because he responded to my
Yeah,
Instagram message
he lives in America now, bro. I
He's
still
playing
follow
in
him.
like USL or
He
something.
lives in
like,
Connecticut.
good
Lives in
dude.
Connecticut now.
Crazy.
Shout out Nuno Gabriel.
I was about to say shout out Nuno Gabriel because he gets to go see him, I think, pretty frequently.
But yeah, when I pretty much unfollowed them all. The hardest one to unfollow was Sporar because I used to love seeing pictures of his dogs.
Yeah,
I
you
was like,
can't.
you know what?
Can't be doing that,
that's
bro.
a tough one. Yeah, come on, bro.
I had to do it. I did it with Sarabia as well. I don't want to see any
Here's how
Wolves
you
posts
solve-
on my
here's how you
timeline.
solve
the
that
other
problem.
day
Just be like me. Don't follow anyone. Say ídolos.
Is that he's on the same team as Ioannidis and they play the same position.
Yes.
Yeah. And one's much highly rated than the other.
Right now, for
And
sure.
the other one is Ioannidis.
Yeah. But cool. Yeah, that's it for the pots. Let's take a look at predictions, shall we? I actually can't remember what I predicted, so let's have a look. Let me scroll down, and then I can find that is the last year's. There we go.
It should default to this year. So I moved them specifically. Here we go.
Match day 3 versus Farense. Danny predicts a 2-0 with Trincao and Gyökeres scoring. So he gets the win and gets one of the goal scorers. Chris, unfortunately, NA for this one.
Yeah, because I missed the pod too. Fuck yeah, that's on me.
Yeah, rip. Our first fallen soldier officially because everyone got the super tough.
And I was at work watching this game too. Yeah, really bad confluence.
I was at my girl. I was at my girls or on my way to my girls, so I couldn't even. I had to like relax to this shit again.
Yeah.
Twice in a row.
Richard gets a 4-1 prediction. Pot with 2, Gyökeres with 1, and Trincao with 1, getting the win and a goal.
And I was pissed because I was gonna change to Gyökeres with 2 as well, and I hedged on. I was like, nah. And then he gets a hat trick. Like, that's what I get for not putting them as 2 instead of 1. That was like God being like, no, screw you. You should have done it.
And I went with 3-1. Gyökeres, Diamonde, and Jenny getting the win, and one of the goal scorers for 2 points. That puts the following: Richard as first on 10 points, Danny in second with 8, and me and Chris joint third with 6. Now, on to predictions for the Porto game. Richard, I'll start with you. What are your predictions?
I wish you hadn't, but I'm on the. So you put me on the spot. All right. We're going to the Dragão, correct?
No. We're at home. No, because we played away in Farense and Nacional. Am I wrong? Let me check. Saturday, right? We're at home.
We are at home. Okay, that changes what I was. That changes.
Yeah, it was the way it's Algarve. It was
all right. That changes what I was about to say. Then, I reckon 2-1. I'm gonna be really boring.
2 Sporting, am I assuming?
Yeah, 2-1 for if I ever bet against Sporting, I will put like 1-2.
Okay, cool.
So that's the protocol moving forward. If you think it's gonna be a Sporting win, just do what you think they'll win by first.
Real fans never bet against Sporting. Me and Chris would never do that. We're always going for.
We're gonna get Real Madrid in the Champions League. I'm betting against our asses so hard.
7-0.
7-0. Mbappe hat trick, Vinicius hat trick, Bellingham banger. 2-1. I think Gyökeres is good for 1. And just to be a bit different, I will put Pot as well, just because I feel like you need to have at least 2 different scorers per game.
I'll go next. I'm gonna go bold. I think we're going 3-0.
Ooh. We also do reserve the right to change these up until 10 minutes before final whistle. That's been our rule.
Until the whistle blows, pretty much.
Yeah.
Then you can change it.
The only time we changed it was Danny's didn't save on him, and I did go and say, no, I remember what you said. I will your scout's honor. I'll put what you said in there, and he got a couple points. So that's the only time we've changed that.
3-0. This is probably going to look stupid if it goes wrong, but Gyökeres with 2, I think.
Ooh, okay.
And Nuno Santos with
shithouse banger.
I feel like he always scores against Porto or gets an assist or something. I feel like
he does.
He does always get
always in like the first half too. I feel like.
Yeah. Interesting.
What about your predictions?
What are you saying?
I also feel a win. Honestly, 2-1 sounds pretty good to me.
I don't think it's gonna be a blow. I think people are getting a little high because it's all been blowouts. I think that Porto's gonna be. It's not a Conceição led Porto, but they're gonna still want to run through a bit of a wall. Maybe not a brick wall, probably just dry wall, but they'll still run through a wall.
I'm gonna go Trincão, Gyökeres.
That's what I almost went with too, actually.
Cool, and then we'll get Danny to put his predictions in. I think. Yeah, I'm probably more confident because I think the defense would be a bit more like sharpened in this game. We know what happened last time. Last time the Bass started and it didn't work out. This time we've got Quaresma, Diamonde, and Inacio starting. Hopefully they prove a bit more. Quaresma against Porto as well always plays very well. So I'm hoping he has the same sort of mantra there. Gyökeres as well. I feel like he's scored against Porto. What is he every time he's played them? So.
Yeah, he has. If you're right.
Maybe not in the Supertaça, I think, but like in league.
I thought he scored in the Supertaça.
Not in the Supertaça, the Taça de Portugal final.
That was the only game he didn't score. That was a St. Just goal. That we had in the first half when things. Man, I remember that. That was such a fun live stream. We were in such a happy place, until we weren't.
So,
yeah.
3 out of 4 times he scored. So.
What was the name of that keeper? Diogo Pinto.
Diogo Pinto, man, that was. Even though we lost that game, I had a blast.
He came out so recklessly on the pen, bro. He did not.
He came out so recklessly.
He had no chance of getting there first. Why did he do that?
He also came out erratically, not even 5 minutes in the game.
He didn't even have that bad of a game, bro.
He came out really bad, really early too. And you just see me, Chris, and he go, "Whoa, where is he doing? Where are you going?" And then we're like, "Pick what you want to do." Oh, man! Even though they lost, that was a fun time. That was a good time. That was a good time. Eating bifanas. Danny was ordering sushi. That was a great time. We gotta do that again.
Cool. So I'm gonna skip fantasy because it doesn't really work. To be honest,
it's not working right now.
It just doesn't show what I wanted to show, which is the whole team.
The whole table.
It's missing one.
First. Yeah, I feel like I was trying to see the table the other day, and I couldn't. I remember in week 2 looking at the table.
Yeah,
but now I can't get it back. I feel like it's just a glitch. It
only shows the first half of the table. It shows the first 15 or 16. It doesn't let you scroll down 20.
It shows you what place you're in, but you can't see the whole thing.
You can't go and see your place, which is annoying.
I was having the same issue. Hopefully,
I thought maybe it's an admin I could see. But even still, it's not letting me see.
Yeah,
so
we can figure it out. So
I guess we can show the one that we are running a competition for. I suppose we'll show who's number 1.
We may have something cool if you come first place in the All Things Alvalade Fantasy League. We haven't decided yet, but we could come up with something pretty funky. Just saying.
Right now, it's Amrim's Army, who I believe is Danny.
If Danny wins, we got to give it to the runner-up then, because we can't give a prize to ourselves, surely. That's kind of cheap.
I'm not sure if Danny agrees.
He can drive the Kings 3 hours. Kings can fight me on it. I just think we got to give something away.
Yeah. So his team was, I think, what's stupid, right? So Dog Costa's auto subbed in, but it doesn't show that on here. You'd think it would show him taking
subs in. No, I know.
It shows it down here. But 34 points from Gyökeres, 6 from Pedro Gonzalez, 6 from Felix. 9 from Gustavo Sarr, 8 from Jenny, 6 from Otavio, 9 from Bar. So
crazy week.
Fair play. He's done well there. Danny. Not far behind him is FC Michirini. And Diamonde's in the rough. It's a good name. So those are the top.
Oh, Sam, I want you to read number. I want you to try to read number 4.
Tenios de Limpar of Charlotto's de Mil Armario.
Armario, yeah. Oh, not too bad. All right. Yeah, that's a friggin' word salad of names.
It's like a bedside table, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like a bed, or like a bedside table, or
nightstand,
like a dresser. Yeah, like a dresser, like a side table. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 Hakuna Moritas in there. I don't know which one's yours, Richard, and which one
I'm it actually is letting you see everybody now. I'm probably
I'm clear of the relegation zone comfortably.
I'm probably the 1 and 22nd. Because I got pissed because that's how we figured out there was 2 Hakuna Maritas. I'm like, wait a second. And I clicked, I'm like, this isn't my team. Who stole my name? And I was ready to fight. So I'm still ready to fight. It's on site. Whoever you are.
But also, why is that team there? Like, they've got 0 points.
Yeah, what is up with
that? I don't know what's going on with that. Team is invalid, so I don't know.
Even the top one is, technically first, but 0. I don't know. Maybe they've joined recently and
maybe I don't know. Yeah.
Anyway,
you're ranked number 10. You're not doing too bad.
Yeah, it's all pretty close still. There's only 40 points between me and Danny, really. So it's all still.
Yeah, you're gonna wait like another week or two, and you're gonna start to see like the groupings really shape up to who's actually contending and who's just there to be there. I think. Yeah. At least you could see the whole table this week. We could figure that shit out last week. That was annoying.
I can't see the all things Alvalade just us four.
The other one with the Twitter one of just us. That's annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, like I can only see 3 of us. So one is missing. But
it doesn't show. It doesn't show Chris, which is really annoying. That's dumb. But it shows.
He must be so far down.
You're so far down. You're so far last a 4-team league. Imagine.
But before we get into transfer news, Chris, did you have any modalities you wanted to rattle
off? Handball played Super Tassa. It was like a little bracket, so it was a semi and a final. Mm-hmm. Cruised in the semi, and then beat Benfica by like 15 in the finals. Smoked them. So took home the Super Tassa title, first of the season. Women, also same thing. Little bracket format, semi and final.
I actually like the bracket format Super Tassa.
Yeah, why not? I like. I mean, I've seen it in men's football as well. Like Spain does it now, Italy does it.
They do it, yeah. A lot of them are doing it now.
A lot of them are just been doing it in the Middle East, and it's just
that's what honestly, like that's what the freaking Tassa Liga should just be now. Instead, it's just it should just be what the Super Tassa should just be that, like the top whatever teams and winners, and do a little mini bracket like before the season. That would be better than the bullshit Tassa Liga we have.
So
like that'd be more fun.
Ladies won the semi, and then they played Benfica in the final. We're down 1-0 in the 75th minute, and came back, scored two in about like 10 minutes to take it 2-1. Goal was initially ruled out for offside, the winner, and VAR changed it correctly onside. And the girl hit the Jokeres celebration as well.
She did. That was Telma and Kuninasau, I think.
Yeah. So good start there. I think that's really it so far. The other sports, as far as I remember, have not started yet. And the B team is actually off to a pretty good start in Liga 3. 2 wins and a draw, if I'm not mistaken. So good start. As we hope to finally be in the promotion side of the bracket this year,
and not just in the middle relegation. But we're not going to get relegated because we're still so far ahead. Yeah, we'll see. Who the hell knows?
Yeah, let's get on to some transfer news then. So we've had one player confirmed. We have got someone
going on.
America, from the New York Red Bulls. Bento Estrella coming to the B team or under 23s. Not too sure which one he's going
under
to.
23.
I'm guessing under 23s because he was a Red Bulls B team guy, even I think, because I don't even recognize the name.
Well, yeah, it's the Red Bulls.
Red Bulls too. So it's their B team. Yeah,
he hadn't played for the first team. And Red Bull does give debuts to a lot of young players, and they have in the last couple of years. So I'm sure if he was ready, that he would have played.
Yeah.
But that's the first one. Of course, Mateus Fernandes was sold to Southampton and scored an assist on his starting debut. So
still haven't seen the goal, but I've heard of it.
I've heard things. I've not seen things.
We do have one Twitter question from Paul Rodriguez, and it is transfer related. So he goes, guys, what are we going to do in the transfer window for a striker? Looks like Sporting have waited too long for the Greek forward, and it's looking like we have to settle or rush transfer striker. There's been a name
So
called Harder from RB. Is it RB Salzburg or no? It's from
RB Leipzig. It's one of the RBs. Are we just shopping for Red Bull boys now?
I don't think it's a Red Bull.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think it might be another Danish team. I will have a look.
Okay.
But yeah, what I still think this is all just a big smokescreen for Ioannidis. I think
An exile Simon Benza.
Yeah,
honestly, I would have been fine with an exile Simon back because Braga has zero negotiating power now.
Yeah.
Like I said that last week. Here's the thing. They've been after Ioannidis for like 2 months.
But if he's like an attitude problem guy, Amorim's probably not going to want him.
Yeah, that's my only concern. So they've been after Ioannidis for basically 2 months, let's call it.
Conrad Harder from Nordjylland from Denmark. Sorry,
Draggy name.
That's a kick-ass.
19 years of age.
Baller name.
5'11".
You talk about names like
Conrad with a K, right?
Conrad Harder. You want to talk about a name that goes hard? That's it. That's the name.
His name is Mr. Harder. Like in his
like,
letters,
bro.
Mr.
That's amazing. Sign up for the name alone. I don't even care. But yeah, here's the thing. Sporting have waited 2 months to figure out what is going on with Ioannidis. And here's
seems
the
like
thing.
He's gonna renew, and Panathinaikos is gonna match Sporting's salary.
Yeah, and the thing is too,
because he's on like 400K right now, and Sporting's offering like 1.5. So
every time Sporting comes back with a new offer, like here's what's going on. Sporting says this is our offer. The Greeks have said, okay, up it to 20 million. Sporting up to the 20 million. Then they're like, no, up it to 23 million. Sporting up to the 23 million. They every time we come up and we say, yeah, we'll match your asking price, they've jacked up the asking price. Give it up. If they're gonna play like that, don't even bother. Don't waste your time with these guys. That's fucking rookie shit. That's so dumb and infuriating. Don't put up with that. I'm sorry. They should have given up 2 weeks ago. If that's how the Greeks are gonna play the game, don't even bother. It's not worth your headaches. Go. They should have been already going after somebody else sooner. It's stupid, and I'm annoyed. That's not how you do transfer negotiation.
I was actually kind of excited because he was left out of the squad for their game this past weekend.
Yeah.
So I thought we were getting closer, but it doesn't seem like that's the case.
Every time it seems like we're getting closer, they move the goalposts.
Well, to be honest, we've yet to actually meet the valuation of 25 million that they wanted. The closest we've gotten is, I think, 23 with objectives. I'm trying to remember if they were originally asking 20 and then it became 25, or if it's always been 25.
I think it's been 20 and then they've opted. They've definitely opted.
So I wonder what an offer of like 22 plus 3 would do if they would actually accept that.
I don't know. I feel like if they haven't accepted any offers at this point, they keep changing the goalposts. They're probably
if he wants to stay, also it's the players.
Yeah, if he's not that's the thing. We keep getting reports of no, he wants to stay, no, he wants to go. So like, if he hasn't made up his mind by now, like I would just give him.
I think he wanted to go, but much like Gyökeres at this point, it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Sporting, ups the salary, because now basically he knows he's going to get 1.5 million.
Yeah.
So Sporting has to offer 2 million now.
Or 1.7. Or
yeah,
they got
so then you have to get his head back into it. Be like, oh, actually,
offer him 1.5 0.00001.
Yeah, well, that's not enough of a difference.
Prices. I would do that just to be a fucking asshole.
He's the captain. It's his home country. It's not worth it for only 10K more. Yeah, so I don't know. The clock. I mean, now the problem is the clock, right? So what? They have until Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. I don't know if they're actually gonna get it done or not.
In response to Al's question, you two know Portuguese better than me. What would you say that translates to?
That's the thing, because Saudade doesn't. There's no real
all the signs.
direct translation.
It's kind of like
it's like greetings.
It's like
I guess
season's greetings, you know. Like,
yeah, because Saudade doesn't really translate well to English because no one really knows how to explain it in Portuguese.
It's like
it's almost just like Saudade's Linia. It's almost like greetings, lions.
Yeah, it's like a
like
lion.
Hello, lions.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like a lion.
I guess the close thing is just like hello, lions, or greetings, fellow lions would be the most direct.
In Portuguese, you use it as like a sign. It's like a sign off.
A sign off.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Because
only lions roar as lions.
Because you don't like no one uses it as a greeting.
Salutation.
No salutation, maybe. Yeah. It's weird because Saudade doesn't have a direct translation to English because it's such a uniquely Portuguese word.
Best regards, maybe.
Regards, I guess. Because like if I go to Google Translate right now and I put Saudade, like I'm gonna let you know what the
cumprimentos. Yeah, I think regards might be my official statement. But what do we do with Leonina's like lionish regards?
Leonina, yeah. I'm getting greeting. I'm getting like if I put like Saudações, I get greetings. If I put Saudade, I get longing. So there's just no real good English word to Saudações like that word and the variations of it. I'm really sorry. I really wish we had a better answer.
Lionish Leo regards is my
Leo greetings, Leo greetings. I think that's probably right, Al. I wish we could have had a better answer for you, but yeah, it's just a weird. It's one of those. It's such a uniquely Portuguese word that there's no real good direct translation to another language. Especially English, because English is such a difficult language to learn too. Like anybody who it's not your primary language, like you've learned English, good for you, because I know it's a dumb language sometimes.
Facts.
Not as dumb as French though. French is fucking stupid. I'm sorry. French, you gotta conjugate all your verbs and stuff. It's stupid.
Just quickly on Iondi. I can never pronounce this guy's name. The Greek guy.
The Greek guy with the vowels.
Picture this. So they play Lens in a qualifier for the Conference League. They're currently 2-1 down on aggregate. If they lose,
right this moment.
Yeah, if they play tomorrow, I believe. So if they lose, that I think that they're going to have to sell him because they're not going to get any money from being in Europe. I don't know how much you get for being in Conference League. Maybe like, I don't know, 10 million, 5 million, if that.
But they're missing out on like at least a few million of guaranteed income.
And would Iondi just want to stay if they're not playing in Europe as well? I think maybe that can push him to leave a bit more. I think this goes down to deadline day, and we've seen it so many times at Sporting. We love a deadline day signing.
We do love a last minute transfer, don't we?
So I think it's going to go down to the wire. I think we're going to end up signing him on deadline day.
I wonder if anyone's going to go out on deadline day. Talk has been quiet.
I reckon if he comes in, maybe someone like Rodrigo Ribeiro goes out on a permanent.
Do we think we'll lose a starter? Do you think we'll lose a starter?
No, not a starter. I think that's why they called like Mateus Fernandes and those guys.
The only guy I could see who's like a borderline starter that could leave is maybe an Edwards if like a good offer comes in, but I don't see that happening still.
Talk's been quiet on the defender front.
Yeah, I think right now the only guy they lose is probably like a borderline to fringe guy.
I'm trying to think, but like, think of how quick, like, I don't know, like the Nuno Men's. Was that one escalated pretty quickly? It was just
it took a week or so. It didn't take long, but it was still about a week or so, I think, process. Like there was some rumors.
But I think the move itself was quite quick. I'm trying to think of another one. Rafinha on deadline day. I remember
Rafinha was a really quick one. Yes, I remember Rafinha as well. That one really came out of the blue.
So I mean, we still have 3 days. Could there be a rumor that just comes and gets finalized in the next 3 days? I hope not. But
they got until the week. They got until the weekend.
Yeah,
I reckon we sell one.
I think the Porto game is going to help because you know how it's always like, like he wants to play this last game, and then he'll go. Like the timing is good because like midnight Saturday on deadline day, like they're still going to be at the Dragão. Like The game is at
8:15 my time.
8:15.
Yeah,
It's
3
gonna
o'clock our
end at
time,
like
yeah.
11:30.
10:30,
What are you gonna
11,
hop
yeah.
on a private jet and get to England in 15 minutes before midnight? I don't think so.
Unless they got reps already there waiting.
Unless they
right?
got the agents coming into the locker room and you're signing papers in the locker room at like 11:30 after the go.
Or like at the hotel at the on the bus
Yeah,
or
and
something.
they're like, "All right, bro,
yeah.
hurry up and sign this. I gotta get it in the fucking
We
fax
gotta
machine."
we gotta fax this in 2024 still. We can't
Yeah,
take a photo
yeah.
and send it.
According to my Google search says the English transfer window closes on Friday, August 30th at 11 p.m. So it doesn't even make the game of Porto.
So if
Even
an
better.
English team will be ruled out then right off the bat.
Yeah.
It limits you
Yeah.
to like the rest of Europe and like pretty much the world, I guess.
Let me see.
Or limits-
Portugal's one.
It's weird how all these leagues have like different like transfer windows. That's so dumb. I thought it was supposed to be unified. What the fuck?
I bet the intra-Portuguese window doesn't end until like September 10th or something.
Probably.
Okay,
It's probably
so
like,
Portugal's actually closes on the 2nd of September. But
okay.
England, Italy, France, and Germany all close on the 30th
Friday.
of August.
Wow.
So maybe it leaves out like a team of Turkey. Like, does anyone bid that from Turkey?
A Turkish team, I guess. Maybe like some random friggin' other champion, like European team that's not in the big 5 leagues. Like I get, like
I will say the Greece window stays open until the 11th of September. So if
So
they
they're
want to
still
replace
fine.
Ioannidis,
they'll have some
best not
time, I
right now.
guess.
Yeah, Turkey
That's
stays
weird.
open
That's
August till the
crazy.
13th. So
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, let's go back to some more stories that do include transfers, but also, just other stuff. Victor Gyökeres confirms to Amorim and Varandas that he's going to stay.
He's not
Apparently
leaving.
there was a deadline for offers and it passed. So I believe his release clause isn't even active at the moment. So I don't think there's any chance of him leaving so far.
Yeah.
It's been very quiet so far, really. There's a few rumors in start of August, start of July, but nothing's really picked up. He's just here, I suppose, and gonna stay.
Are the big clubs stupid or something? Like, did they think it was just like a
hot dog and a handshake?
No, they thought it was
one season wonder.
An exaggeration.
Well, they're gonna be. It looks like they might very well be proven wrong this season because he's already on pace to. He's already on pace to, at the very least, match what he did last season, if not exceed.
He's already on 6-3, bro. I mean, what is he?
He's averaging a goal, like 2 goals a game already.
And that was just in league appearances as well.
Like
that doesn't even count
goals.
Supertaster and stuff.
He's probably gonna hit 60 goals this.
He might. You know what? It's not a stretch that if he stays healthy,
he can hit like 40.
If the team plays well, he'll probably hit 35 to 40 minimum. It's not a stretch to say like he could hit 50 if they go on some runs.
Yeah.
And like he
definitely
stays in form. Like it's not out of the question. I think he'll probably hit in and around where he hit last season, give or take a couple goals. But if he's already at like 30 by like January, February, we could see like a 50 goal season potentially. Like it wouldn't put it past him the way he's.
I do think now that he's staying and he's completely staying, he should sign a contract renewal. Not to say like, oh, he's going to stay for 4 more years, but maybe we could up that release clause, pay him a bit more as well, so he wins a bit as well. Maybe up it to 120, 140, something like that. Because he's going to stay for 6 months anyway at the minimum. I don't know what happens in January, but might as well try and get him to sign a new contract. I know there was talks about it, but I think it's probably a bit more likely now that he signs a new contract. So who knows? Ugarte going to Man United, I'm sure we get some percentage of that. I think it's only like 10%, but better than nothing.
They've got a couple sales this summer, like residuals on former players, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah, they've got Polina, Ugarte, Renato Vega was a few.
Yeah.
Trying to think who else. There's a few others that you mentioned.
They've got like 3 or 4 that they're getting like a couple million each from, which is sweet.
Ryan Gould getting called up to the Scotland national team for the first time in I think 10 years. I want to say.
I didn't even remember him ever getting called up originally.
He only played for the youth teams. I don't think he ever played for the senior team.
I think he got called up, but just never played.
Okay.
One of them.
Yeah.
I bet they caught wind that Canada was plotting, so they're like, let's get him a cap.
There was low-key a plot because he would have been 5 years in Canada right before the World Cup in 2 years, which we're co-hosting. And that would have left a path open for them to actually call him up and cap tie him like immediately. So I wonder if they got wind of that.
Why didn't they do it earlier?
Why wouldn't you just do it earlier? He's been lighting up MLS for like 2 years or 3 years now.
I mean, even when he was like the MVP and captain of Farense when they got relegated, bro, you're telling me that like Farense is that much worse than like fucking I don't even know Birmingham City, who's now in League One. Like I don't even know, dude. Just like there was no respect put on his name at any point, and it's crazy that it is now. I don't know. Like I don't follow the Scottish team closely. I don't even know. Like
but
if it's just like injuries or if they're just testing. Like I don't know if he'll ever be called again, or what the plan is for him. But I mean, good for him.
One of their games.
If I were him, I would almost be like, "Fuck you guys."
One of their games is against Portugal too. This window coming up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Little bit of a homecoming for him, I guess.
Yeah. On our question, I don't really know much about Conrad Harder. To be honest, the first time I ever heard of him was probably an hour ago.
Today.
Yeah. So apparently very strong, good link-up play. So
kick-ass name.
Pretty much.
Sounds like a budget option compared to the 20 million euro man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll still be quite expensive being 19.
Really? Oh, is he a highly rated prospect?
Yeah. He's a decently rated prospect, it looks like.
So it's what, double digits fee?
I reckon probably 15.
Okay. Damn, that's serious. Okay.
So Paulinho money.
Speaking of Maxi Araujo signs for Sporting from.
And he had an awesome announcement.
We got that done very quickly. We talked about on the last pod how it just came out of nowhere and it was done. And then he was on a plane and now he's here. Like, wow. Smoothest transfer of all time.
Yeah, I'll try and find the actual picture of him joining. Goalkeeper kit released on Loja Verde.
That is a nice.
Not really a fan of it, to be honest.
I don't mind it.
It's all right. The blue and the green kind of looks crazy, like on top of each other.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
It's all right.
There he is, Maxi Araujo. 13.2 million euros plus solidarity payments, and split any future payments from participation in the World Cup.
That was crazy. I was like, I've never even seen that before.
I knew that players got teams got money for every player you get.
But it's
going
like
to the World Cup.
$50K max, right?
Covers their catering bill for a couple weeks. I don't know.
Okay, so we're splitting that. All right. I mean, fair enough.
I'm a bit upset it's at the number 20, to be honest. I get it, but it's too soon.
Too soon. Didn't even wait.
Didn't even let it. Body's still warm.
To be honest, think of it as Paulinho before he left Mexico. He said, "When you get there,
passing the torch.
Take my number. I want you to have my number.
Take that number down."
You know what? That's the story I'm going with. That happened.
I like to think Paulinho told him, like, "No, I'll take that."
Yeah.
You were talking.
Best scorer in the league, Victor Gyökeres, wearing a suit, looking absolutely dapper in there.
Looking wonderful.
Very much big aura in that one. Sporting released a very weird. I don't think I've ever seen a club release a statement like this. I could be wrong, but basically speaking out against replicas. Basically buy the originals.
Maybe if your originals didn't cost me half a paycheck.
£120 with customization.
Dude,
I want to.
Is that a Sheffield Wednesday? Is that a Sheffield Wednesday-ish statement?
A little bit.
Go further. Take it further, lads. Threaten to kick anyone out of the stadium spotted wearing a knockoff.
So is that in pounds or euros you put there, Sam?
So I put it in pounds, but it should be in euros. This should be in euros, yeah.
Okay, so I just want to let you know what that costs for Canadian.
It's like $1 million for you guys, isn't it?
Let me tell you. It's $1.50 exchange rate right now. It's not good. So 120 plus 130, so 150 euros would be, I want you to guess,
Like
roughly.
220, bro. I don't even know.
$224.86.
That's a fair price for
Go-
one jersey.
Go directly to fucking jail for that one. I will gladly buy a fake if that's what it costs. That is unreasonable. That is borderline rude and disrespectful to your fan base.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, I guess, both sides, but more on my side because they really should not, especially for like a template kit as well. It's not like these
It's
are
not like a
specifically
special
designed.
custom kit.
No,
Like
it's
€60, I guess, is still.
I'll order from
I'd say
Sports-
that's okay.
I'll spend like €100 on Forza Portugal before I spend it.
and I bet that they can probably say like, oh, like Nike sets the price, like, oh, we can't do anything about it.
No,
But it was the
you
same
can. You
with
definitely
Macron
can.
as well. It
Yeah.
was still the same price.
That's ridiculous. It's actually gone up with Nike a bit, but still.
Yeah,
that's
it's gone up.
crazy. Shipping hasn't changed. Shipping's still 30. Shipping's the same.
At least it's quicker now, but it's the same price. Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, it's a
take
lot.
look
It is a
on
lot
Rouge
quicker.
Verde. Let's just see. So if you were to buy a home kit, you'd be paying €95. So I was even off on that.
Yeah.
If you're a socio, 85.
Yeah, you get discounts as a socio.
Same for the away shirt, €95. Goalkeeper kit, €95. Training jacket thing, €90. There is no way why a club should be charging this amount, especially compared to like an English kit prices. Even the English kits aren't as expensive as this, and the minimum wage in Portugal is a lot different to, let's say, ones in Canada.
So
and America.
even if I'm paying €90 for the kit, just for the kit alone before shipping is like $135 Canadian for me. Like, no, that's like you know what that's groceries for this week.
If we add the Champions League badge,
do I want
$5.
to eat or do I want the Sporting kit?
If you add
Because if I want the
Scudo
Sporting
and that 16.
Yeah. Because if I want the Sporting kit, I guess I'm having sleep for dinner.
Starts to add up. Oh,
Yeah.
what ice soup? Ice
soup. I'm having sleep. No, I'm having. You ever had sleep for dinner? That's what you're gonna have to order from Loja Beard.
Plus €14, €15 pretty much for name and number.
Jesus.
You're looking at easy
rude.
120, £130.
That's
€130, sorry.
crazy. That's unbelievable.
So, I'm not gonna lie, even the shorts being like 36,
30 euros
40
or some
euros
40
is-
euro. That's crazy, man. Like, how can you charge that?
No, it's just
What's the captain's armband go for? Only 13 euros.
the shipping is more than the armband.
The shipping is actually more than the armband. You will still have to pay 30
I did
euros
see
shipping
something
for the
funny
armband.
today.
Oh, Lord. I'm afraid.
Where is it? I'm gonna have to go back to the homepage. It was here, right?
Oh, back to school stuff?
Yes.
Oh,
So
God. What did you find? What
I'll
in God's
find
name
it.
did you find? I'm nervous now of what he found.
you could pay 10 cents for a pencil or a pen. It'll cost you 30 euros.
But
in
you
shipping.
pay 30 euros in shipping.
10
€30
cents for
bag.
one pencil. Hey, I mean,
Bro.
that actually feels like fair market valuation.
Thank you for the
That's
kind
great.
words,
Thank you for the kind.
Kais. Yes. Make sure you follow us on Twitter as well for all things Alvalade for
That's
social
crazy.
updates as well.
€30 shipping. It's just for anything.
Forums.
crazy.
If you have Twitter or X, there's a few
Reddit's a
other
good one. There's some
podcasts out
pretty
there.
good ones on Reddit. Like there is
if
a
you-
pre-meta,
yeah.
there is a pre-meta league Reddit that's pretty good. They're pretty civil most of the times too. Actually, there.
Yeah.
So if you're active on Reddit, like look for some cool subreddits for. You can find the club specific ones, and there is a good one just for pre-meta liga and general Portuguese football that I tend to go to just to get my news and stuff during the day. I check at least once or twice a day. On
Yeah.
Blink, so
I would say as well, make sure you follow Longball, who do
follow
sort of-
Longball and follow Tom Kundert from
Yeah.
Portugal. He's a great resource. He's kind of the godfather of all the Portuguese football in English. So follow
Yeah.
Longball, follow Portugal. Those are kind of the big ones if you're looking to get into Portuguese football.
If
And
you do
follow us.
want to, I was gonna say, if you do want like us to give you like a full list, feel free to DM us on. All
Yeah.
things Alvalade. DMs are open, so feel free to do that, and we can point you in the right direction as well. So yeah, but thank you very much for
Yeah.
the subscription. But yes, let me before we went on a tangent about Loja Verde. Let me go back to our Twix. I'm sure there's a few things that I've missed. So we covered that. That's where we are. Hillman, we mentioned,
Hillman,
is
yeah,
back
we
from the
talked
Classico.
about.
Yeah.
Rejected offers from Jenny Katama and Edwards. Edwards rejected Saudi Arabia. Jenny
Shocking.
rejected from Saudi Arabia again, but also from Valencia for 12 million as well. And someone did put, I think it was Casa de Paiva, saying if a year ago someone came in with Jenny for 50 million, we'd be, take him straight away. But just shows how important he's been to the team. So yeah.
Well, it's because he was still so new to the team. We hadn't seen much of him, right? So that's fair.
But
And I played,
also,
like, 10
bro, he
games.
went on loan a couple times. Didn't
Played
pop
well
at
on
all.
loan. Like
He played
played
okay.
all right.
He played okay at Game of Age, but he didn't pop.
I think he only played like 5 games at Guimarães. Then he got relegated with Maritimo as well.
They had an
So,
option to purchase that was just so high they were never going to activate it anyways.
No.
Yeah. Eduardo Quaresma getting into the pre-selection for Portugal. The squad is announced on Friday, I believe.
40-man roster. Yeah, it's this Friday. So he probably got into the initial 35 or 40-man rotation or whatever it is.
No shot, but it'd be cool.
But I'd be shocked. I'd be very pleasantly
Without
surprised.
Pepe, though, you never know.
I mean, that does open up a center back slot.
There is room for Totti Gomez to come in and be like,
Totti Gomez is making his triumphant return.
He needs to be in the squad.
He's got to be in there. Sure.
Someone did say, I don't know if it was on this one, but it was like Zé Pedro would get in. Yeah, it was on this one. It was like Zé Pedro would get in before Eduardo Quaresma.
He might.
I think Eduardo Quaresma deserves to be in. He's been probably our best defender in the last 6 months. That's no disrespect to Coates in Asia, but he's just been so good going forward as well. Like good on the ball, good dribbling.
Remember that goal he scored?
That
give and go. He did
Braga.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
And then also the one that got disallowed against Porto as well.
Yeah, that was fucked.
On
his return to the team as well.
And he was cooking that game too. He still had an assist, I think, later on. But yeah, he was cooking that game.
Yeah, that was where we won 2-0, and he was the best defender, probably one of the best players on the pitch.
We were all so nervous of him coming in, and then he went sicko mode. We're like, never mind.
Yeah. Dario Sugo and Afonso Moreira being loaned out to a club outside Portugal. Afonso Moreira has been linked to Basel, which Joelson Fernandez was loaned to for 2 years. Didn't get much game time over there, so I'm hoping this one will be a bit different.
Joelson's disappeared off of everyone's radar.
He's actually cooking in Turkey. I think he's got 3 goals in the first division. Don't ask you to pronounce it.
Okay, I didn't realize he was playing in Turkey. I didn't know where. I just stopped keeping up with him.
Maybe.
Okay. I just stopped keeping track of him after.
Yeah, correct.
Oh wow!
If I take a look at his stats, he has scored in 3 games of Super League, 2 goals and 1 assist. So doing pretty well.
All right.
So fair play to him.
Take those.
We mentioned Edwards rejecting Al Nassr. He wants to play in England. He's been linked to Crystal Palace a few times throughout this window as well.
Who could have guessed that?
Yeah, crazy. We don't have a new striker yet, unfortunately, Josh. Come back in 2 days and we might
come back. We'll hopefully have a new striker in the next day or 2. We're not sure what the heck.
I'm gonna hate watch Panathinaikos tomorrow against the RC Lens and
at least you have the time. Makes one.
No, I probably don't, to be honest.
I definitely don't, dude.
And I think
that's really it. Yeah.
Be it. Thiago Thomas getting a higher rating than Harry Kane.
I had to retweet that.
I knew. I thought that was Danny retweeted that, and I'm like, you shit.
Mark Edwards getting called out for this, even though I think everyone agreed that it was ridiculous just the way he's
His
standing.
body's been like that the whole time. It's not even new, bro.
That's not new.
His shit's always been like that. It's just
and also, not every footballer used to have a 6-pack. Looking like Raheem Sterling, Eden Hazard, they're the sort of similar build.
Bro, go look at R9.
Yeah,
go look at R9.
The same thing.
Bro,
there are plenty of defenders that are great defenders that don't necessarily need to have a 6-pack.
Look at R9, like at the 02 World Cup. Like he was pushing like 200 pounds.
Dude, he was big at the 06 World Cup.
He was big at the 06 one. Even at the 02 one, he wasn't huge, but he put on some weight. Obviously, he had a lot of knee issues. But like he was still cooking guys at like probably I would guess like close to 200 pounds.
Yeah, And
like it's crazy. So
who would you rather have in your team? Let's be honest, like someone like Adam Traore, who's like ripped and doesn't have any technical ability. Edwards, I'm gonna pick Edwards every day.
I'm taking the guy who can actually play football. Like,
yeah,
Adama Traore is what happens when you maximize all your guys' strength attributes and none of his like dribbling or like shooting or passing or the things you need to be a footballer.
Yeah, there's not much else, but I will leave it on that. We mentioned it earlier, the double celebration of Victor Gyökeres. So yeah, love to see it, and a good win in the Super Cup for the ladies team as well. So shout out to them, shout out to Sporting as well, absolutely dominating in the league. Hopefully we can take it to Porto on Saturday. I don't think there's anything else, unless you guys have got anything else.
No, just like and subscribe as per usual. We'll be back hopefully next week in a very good mood is the hope. We don't know what's going on, but we're cautiously optimistic heading into this one.
Yeah, most definitely. Before I go, make sure you follow Richard there. You can also follow Danny, who wasn't here today. Follow him there. You can follow Chris right there. You follow myself right there. But most importantly, make sure you follow us on all things other on all social media platforms. If you're watching us on Twitter, please follow us and retweet. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Follow us on all podcast platforms as well, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, all that good stuff. But most importantly, make sure you follow us again on all social media platforms at ATA Alvalade. Thank you very much for watching. We will be back next week. See you then. Peace.